Having discipline will make or break your life. You see, most people, they lack discipline, and the result is that they make progress towards their goals for a few days. But somehow they always end up back into their old self-sabotaging patterns of not taking action. To make matters worse, when they land back where they started, with no results to show for their hard efforts, they tend to feel disgusted with themselves. They think, what's wrong with me? Why can I not do the things that will improve my life? The things that I know I should be doing? Ultimately, they're left feeling stuck as a lesser version of themselves. And you may have experienced this yourself. But could you imagine what your life would look like if you stuck to your word like glue? What would your body look like right now if you kept your word from last year to work out? How much happier would you be if you kept your word to ask out the girl that you have a crush on? And how would all this change in your life affect how you view this world? When you conquer your discipline, because truth be told, it's a skill that can be mastered. And when you do master it, you start to discover who you truly are. You begin to build confidence and make rapid progress in all areas of your life. So right now, you're probably thinking, well, Adam, this all sounds amazing, and I really know that if I have discipline, I can change my life. But how do I become more disciplined? Well, the first step is realizing that discipline is a skill and not something that you're born with. And I learned this firsthand, but let me explain. On June 29th of 2016, I was stabbed in the arm, chest, and throat. The blade went extremely deep in my arm, punctured my lung, and went halfway through my throat. I was left on the floor to die. But instead, I woke up 7 days later in an induced coma, or from an induced coma, and I was living off tubes. Literally, if you unplug those tubes, you unplugged my life. And don't get me wrong, I was grateful to be alive, but it felt like I lost all sense of who I was. First of all, my body was malnourished. I lost every ounce of muscle. My legs couldn't even support me standing up. I had to learn how to walk again. I couldn't eat, and when I was finally able to eat and not living off tubes, I would get so tired that I couldn't even finish eating breakfast. Literally, I would be eating for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then I'd have to nap and then wake up and eat again because I would get so tired. And on top of it, my brain couldn't solve a simple equation like 11 times 11. My cognitive function felt like it was a 4-year-old's, like it wasn't firing on all cylinders. But the worst part was what happened to me mentally. My confidence, it just disappeared like a quarter in a magic show, and my head was plagued with negative thoughts and self-doubt. I was left asking myself, will I ever become the man that I imagined I'd become? Am I ever going to accomplish the goals that I used to think I'd hit? Or am I destined for mediocrity? Am I destined to let my potential rot away? Now, it was in this moment that I realized I had two options. Option one was to give in to mediocrity and let this stabbing ruin my life. Now, the second option was to fight for my potential in the life that I always dreamt of. Unfortunately, I chose that second path. And I told myself that I was going to work out, I was going to eat healthy and be productive every day to gain control of my life again. But like most people, I could only maintain my promises to myself for a few days before caving into my old self that I wasn't proud to be. I felt like I was my own worst enemy, which consumed my mind with more negative thoughts and self-doubt. A diminished self-worth. I didn't feel good about myself. And nothing changed until I found an ancient psychological trick based on brain science. Now, simply put, this secret, it enabled me to stick to my word like glue. even during those times where I felt tired or unmotivated or just lazy. And it was only once this happened that my life, it came together. Now, look, fast forward 4 years and here I am in front of you, in this exact moment running a business around my passion to help men that are just like you. I'm helping them become proud of who they see in the mirror. The moral of the story is that you can become more disciplined. You can become the man that you want to become, where you're conquering your goals day in and day out. But the first step is getting more disciplined. And what you need to do or first realize is that discipline, it's nothing more than a habit. Now, you may not realize it, but 90 to 95% of the decisions that you make in your day, they're based through your habits. This is why you likely drive the same route to work every day, or same route to school every day. You have the same night routine, and so on. In fact, every single billionaire on this entire planet will tell you that they are where they are strictly because of their habits. They're in the habit of sticking to their word. They're in the habit of pushing through those times where they're low energy or exhausted. I mean, do you think Elon Musk wakes up and goes, "Oh, dang it, today I'm tired, so let's put SpaceX and Tesla on hold until tomorrow"? No, of course not. Otherwise, he wouldn't have the life that he has. Or do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger allowed himself to skip the gym when he was super tired and didn't feel like hitting like an intense workout? No, of course not. But he was in the habit of doing what he needed to do, and that's why he became Mr. Olympia 6 times, a Hollywood actor and governor of California. So if you want to accomplish as much as these conquerors, why not use the same formula that they use? But I know you're probably thinking like, okay, this sounds good, but how do I get in the habit of pushing through those times when I'm tired and don't have motivation? And the cold hard truth that the motivational industry doesn't want you to know is that you must be committed to your goals and becoming a better version of yourself. It's commitment that led Elon Musk to building companies with the mission that most deem impossible, colonizing Mars. He's building that. It's commitment that led Arnold Schwarzenegger to become one of the most successful people in the world. And it's what's going to enable you to become a conqueror. So you have to choose what you're committed to, because you're always committed. It's just a matter if you're committed to your old life or your new life that you want to create. Now, if you chose the path to become a conqueror, then what you need to do is focus on forming the habit of doing the things that you don't want to do. Anytime you get a thought that you should do something, but you don't feel like doing it, just get up and go do it. I bet you on my life that if you do this for 1 month, you'll get to a point where it's effortless that you do the things that you know you should be doing. So if you are going to commit to becoming a conqueror, then what I want you to do is comment below with 3 things that you're going to do tomorrow. 3 things that you know you should be doing, but you've been either procrastinating on or just essentially been procrastinating on, whether that means going and finishing a school project, whether that means going to apply for a new job, whether that means just doing some errands that you don't want to do. Give yourself 3 tasks to do tomorrow. No matter what, do them. And start by commenting below, and I'm going to hold you accountable. And then secondly, I would love for you to officially join us by subscribing to this channel and then liking this video. It really helps us in growing. I can't do it without you, and you're a part of this community. So go ahead and officially join us and comment below.